Welcome to episode 538 of the show. As promised, today's episode we're going to look at some examples about how we apply demand generation principles in practical terms to our businesses. And before we continue, apologies, I'm still in the same environment. So you're going to hear crisscross carols in the background, there's children playing chess, some kids playing Mortal Kombat, families coming in and leaving. And so there's going to be a bit of noise, so just bear with me. Um, because I promised to have episodes out as regularly scheduled, so I'm going to keep up with my promise. So today, episode 538, can we use WhatsApp for demand generation? If you've listened to previous episodes, there's this concern that people hear demand generation from people who have MBAs and people who run businesses that are valued in the hundreds of thousands of dollars or millions of dollars. And so, because of that, we think that some of these business principles aren't applicable to everyday guys like us who aren't in the high tech space. We don't have unicorns. But the purpose of the last couple of episodes that I put out on this one is to show that demand generation principles are accessible and we can use them to grow profitable businesses. And one of those ways that we can apply demand generation principles is to use a tool that is already available on our phone and that comes as a default app for most people, and that is WhatsApp. So you can see that for demand generation, you don't even need any fancy, expensive software, and you don't need to hire a business consultant per se, because with your WhatsApp and searching around on Google and talking to other people for best practices that they use for business, you can get quite a lot. You can make some progress. So now the question now becomes: how do you use WhatsApp for business? For business and for demand generation purposes. So the answer is yes. You can definitely use WhatsApp for demand generation. And remember that demand generation is about creating interest and awareness. So if you're thinking in terms of how to use WhatsApp to create interest and awareness, then you're already on the right track. Now, one of the most typical ways that folks do it, and you'll be it'll be very easy to find these sorts of examples if you just open to your friends who are already business people or and in the entrepreneurial space. So, for instance, people use WhatsApp groups to generate interest and to generate awareness. And that is by setting up a WhatsApp group around a certain skill set or a certain problem that your product or that your service solves. And in that group, you're going to be able to show leadership from the topics that you guys discuss, how you moderate the group, the advice that you give, and a combination of the skills that you're going to show on the group, the knowledge that you're going to show on the group, the credibility that it's going to give you, is going to make people open to doing business with you. So, for instance, in the real estate space in Nigeria, well, at least in Lagos and Abuja anyway, real estate groups are really huge on Facebook and on WhatsApp, and that's pretty much how business gets done on these things. So it's built around a certain skill set or a certain problem. In this case, real estate and the and the ability to find inventory. So through topics discussed, through moderation, advice, and through leads thrown out here and there, you're able to show that you're a credible business person and you're a valuable member of the community. And because of that, you guys are going to be able to pass business back and forth because people think you're a stand-up guy, and they're going to be open to doing business with you, especially in the real estate space where one of the problems that they face is the issue of fraud, because they have people trying to run away with deposits, people trying to pass off property as their own. So if you can use WhatsApp groups, Facebook groups, or whatever to show yourself as a credible member of a community, then it's going to pay off in spades in the future. Although the idea of using WhatsApp as a demand generation tool is something that came to me at the last Evolve Africa business incubation session. I mentioned a member of the class called Serafina who was in the cleaning business, and so using WhatsApp for demand generation is something that she does, and that is what inspired this episode. Just to let you guys know that demand generation and all these fancy terms have real simple applications that apply across businesses. For instance, in this episode, we've spoken about the real estate business. So you're an agent, you bring properties for sale or for rent or whatever, and I've told you how a cleaner in the eastern part of Nigeria is also using WhatsApp groups as a demand generation tool. So all the things that we've discussed here so far, or hinted at so far, also apply to Telegram groups and to Facebook groups. So I hope this has been able to show that demand generation is accessible and not as difficult as it sounds. So all you have to do is look for good material like this podcast where we discuss these sorts of things. Keep your YouTube handy so you can search for things that you need more information on, and then also Google. And remember to speak to other people in your space, and you're pretty much good to go. So, okay, before I sign off, we need to have the right expectations when it comes to using WhatsApp for business purposes and for demand generation. WhatsApp groups, Facebook groups, Telegram groups, these things are not short term. You are not going to be able to get results today if you set up a WhatsApp group today. And you're not going to get results tomorrow. You're not going to get results next month. So when it comes to demand generation using WhatsApp groups, Facebook groups, Telegram groups, whatever it is, these things are more of a long-term play. So thanks for listening to episode 538. I'll catch you guys at the next episode 539. And remember that in the meantime, you guys can shoot me messages, text messages, or voice notes on Telegram or WhatsApp. The number is 080 Again, the number is 080 and the country code is +234. The country code for Nigeria is +234. Thanks for your time and attention, and I'll catch you guys at episode 539.